Hi, and welcome to episode number 1 of the Gentle Business Revolution podcast, the show where we talk about marketing your business by disrupting the current marketing paradigm. I'm Sarah Sinacroce, and I'll be your host on this show. And if you've been a regular listener on the previous show, the Introvert Biz Growth podcast, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. And yeah, just wanted to let you know that I haven't changed. It's just a new show title and kind of packaging around it. And if you're new here, welcome. You know that you're in the right place if you are a heart-centered entrepreneur who feels anxiety around marketing your business, or you are an entrepreneur who is tired of the traditional marketing model and are ready for a paradigm shift. So today's episode is just a quick intro and explanation of why I decided to change the title and topic of my show and what my plans are for the future episodes. So I started the Introvert Biz Growth podcast, my previous show, in 2016, and it was the best thing I ever did. I focused on introverts because, well, I'm an introvert, and I wanted to talk to other introverts who run a business. So as I said, best thing I ever did, and you can see all the previous shows. I decided not to change the feed, so all the previous shows are there. And I really built so many relationships with other entrepreneurs thanks to the show. But from the beginning, it was clear to me that I didn't want to focus my work on introversion only, like, a coach for introverts, for example. My day job or my main business is focused on LinkedIn and helping coaches and consultants position themselves as experts there and get clients with ease. I had been focusing on LinkedIn for about 8 years and started to see that I wanted something else, something new. I just wasn't super passionate about it anymore. So I opened myself up to the idea of finding my why. And one day I had this epiphany moment and came up with the name, the Gentle Business Revolution. I just knew that my role was to bring more kindness and empathy to the business world. And what I know and the way that I think I can have an impact was via marketing. I had always been a rebel. I had always felt different. I grew up in a hippie community. My parents and some friends bought an apartment building together, and so that's where I grew up. We each had our own apartment, but we did a lot of things together. I then moved out at 17, so very early. I didn't just move out, I moved to another country. I moved from Switzerland to Paris, and also didn't go to university because that felt too confining to me. Then I met my husband when I was 20 and had kids at 27, so earlier than everyone else. All my friends were still out there partying while I had kids. And then I started my own business. So always did things kind of like different from everyone else I knew. But when it came to online marketing, strangely, I was like, yeah, I guess this is just how it's done. I'm, taking whatever I can get online, and these are the rules, so I'm going to play by the rules. It's just strange to me now that I didn't realize back then already that I needed to do things differently. So I did that for over 10 years until finally just last year, I realized that I was done. I was sick of the whole thing, and I decided that I was not going to do that anymore. It was just not working for me anymore. And I think it's time that I show other people now that they don't have to follow what everybody else is telling them, especially if it doesn't feel good to them. As always, change is hard, and we only embrace it if the current situation is so bad that we just can't stand it anymore. If it's just like, then we don't change, right? So that's really how I felt. I felt that the pain of not feeling in integrity, because that's what it felt like to me, using some of these marketing techniques that I created anxiety for me, but I almost knew that they created anxiety for others. I'm talking about using fear of missing out, using false urgency, using money in titles, making people think that whenever they use my solution, they can make $1 million. I didn't actually use those, but that's what we see out there all the time. So I always felt a little bit out of integrity by using those. So the pain of not feeling in integrity was so big that I was okay to deal with the fear of showing up and doing things differently, and maybe failing even the first few times, because it would have just killed me having to continue something that didn't feel aligned with myself anymore. So that's kind of what we're talking about on this show, a new marketing paradigm that focuses on inclusion instead of exclusion, on abundance instead of scarcity, on creating joy instead of anxiety. And we discuss how we can do this, come to this new marketing paradigm in a gentle way. I'll be sharing my own journey, and I'll also invite guests as well who either have expertise in certain topics that I want to bring in, or who are already using this more gentle approach in their marketing, have been using it all along, and it's working really well for them. So it'll be a mix of different conversations. I'm organizing the episodes into seasons, and in each season we cover a topic that either has to do with one of the P's of my anxiety-free marketing model. It's based on the 7 P's of marketing, but I created my own version that I call the 7 P's of anxiety-free marketing. And you can check out the mandala, because I organized them in a mandala with the 7 P's on anxietyfreemarketing.com if you're curious. So it's either based on the 7 P's of anxiety-free marketing or on the topic of the new marketing paradigm in general. I'm my own sponsor and will mention my free resources, workshops, and paid programs on each episode. For now, I don't plan to have any other sponsors on the show. So today, I just invite you to check out the Gentle Business Manifesto, which is an invitation to belong to this movement of people who do business the gentle way and disrupt the current marketing paradigm. It's actually more than that. It's really a piece of art, and you'll see what I mean when you download it. There's no opt-in, just an instant download and call to raise your hand and join the Gentle Business Revolution. You can get your copy at thegentlebusinessrevolution.com. So that's it for this first episode of the Gentle Business Revolution show. I hope you'll join me on this journey to a kinder marketing paradigm, and please invite your friends to join us if you think they'd come along and join us gentle visioneers as well. Thank you so much for listening. In the next episode, we'll talk about finding our why. I'll share my story about my why and kind of talk about this pressure that we sometimes feel about finding our why. And I'm not going to give more away right now. So tune in again next week. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.